Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of Cheltenham Chat for the festival of 2022. The views in the videos are purely my own. They don't conform to most of the other videos that are made. They don't agree with them in a lot of contexts, but they're my view and I like to put them up. There are lots and lots of videos to be watching for Cheltenham. I have got a niche group of viewers, and it was really nice to read a lot of very kind comments last week. And I'm sorry that one person seems to keep replying to everybody with a screed of bets that nobody's interested in. There's very little I can do about it. Like I say, there are lots of videos going around. A lot of them are very professional. Some bookmaker, but etc., but they are very professionally made with beautiful graphics, etc. And hopefully you'll be kind enough to watch mine without those. I just do my best. So I'll review last week's racing. I felt it was the first weekend of proper top class horses being around. I think we saw possible Cheltenham horses, and I'm going to discuss where I think they may fit in. So on Friday and Saturday last week, we saw two horses who really blotted their copybooks at the end of the season last year in Zanahiyr and Envoy Allen, and both won as they should have won. It was nice to see them both back. They both won with authority, but in truth they both should have won with authority, and it's now a case of them moving their careers forward rather than them having taken a big forward step in these races. I think they just got themselves back to where they were before the end of season runs last year. So it was nice to see them both back, but I don't feel we've learned a whole lot except that they're fit, well, and hoping to progress from there. Quickly going through the two races at Wetherby, because I think the majority of what I want to talk about ran at Down Royal. I also have one horse from another video I want to talk about as well. So at Wetherby, I thought, contrary to popular belief, I thought Shan Blue was going to win in a hot canter. I don't think he was tired at all. I think it was just a sloppy jump at a very inopportune moment. The horse has won over 3 miles before at Wetherby. In saying that he was going to win in the hot canter, I'm not convinced by some of the horses behind. Fusel Raffles has never been a favourite of mine. Cheltenham ran no race. And poor Kitty's Light is going to receive a hike in the handicap for a run which is probably going to be overestimated, because I'm not sure the race was that great apart from Shan Blue. But I would anticipate a hike in the weights for Kitty's Light. In the hurdle race at Wetherby, it was a poor run from Paisley Park, and he really needs to get the show back on the road very quickly. This was extremely disappointing from him. At Ascot, I thought Soaring Glory was good. I don't think he's quite good enough to win at the Cheltenham Festival in 2022 though. Boot Hill was very strangely ridden. They say they're going to have an Arkle campaign, but he's going to have to prove a lot better than this if he couldn't win a handicap of 135. At Down Royal's a meeting that Gordon Elliot targets on a yearly basis. He regularly takes his top graded horses there, and he regularly runs a few of his Cheltenham hopefuls. So with that in mind, Hollow Games, possible Albert Bartlett horse was extremely impressive. Phil Dorr was impressive in the 3-year-old hurdle, and also Mighty Potter was very good as well. I'll talk about some more of his runners a little bit later in the video today. So getting on to a couple of beginners chases over the weekend, I thought Lifetime Ambition was extremely impressive. I think this horse could progress out of all proportions now he's jumping fences, because he was well backed in a lot of hurdles races and he let them down on numerous occasions, but fencing seems to be his game, and now he's started to flourish. I think he could go further than even a lot of people think. I thought this was an impressive performance against Beacon Edge and Vanillier. In the Cork race on Sunday, Cape Gentleman won very nicely. There was a lot of money around for Noble Yates, who didn't really get involved in the race to much of an extent. I think the massive disappointment in the race is the run of French Dynamite, and I'm not going to say what I really think. I just thought French Dynamite was very poor on the day. I've got into little spots with people about my views on certain things, so I'll just say that I thought French Dynamite was an extreme disappointment. Getting on to the horses who I liked over the weekend. And firstly, I want to talk about a runner who possibly people wouldn't think about, and that will be Galvan. But before that, we have to give a lot of praise to Paul Nicholls for taking the horse there, producing him in such good form, to Frodin himself, who battled like a lion to win. And I think, although people say Bridie Frost just sat on him, I think there was a lot more to it than that. I thought she was very good on the day. And I'm not one to heap praise onto Frost or Nicholls, but I feel they deserve it in this case. I think it was a good run to win over in Ireland, and I think both produced exceptional performances on the day. Manila Endo has to be talked about. He's a Gold Cup winner. I think his season's been worked back from a Gold Cup. I don't think he was fully wound up. He ran a perfectly adequate race. He didn't run brilliantly. He didn't run poorly. This was the first stepping stone to try and win the Cheltenham Gold Cup in 2022. And he was adequate. But I thought Galvan was very good. People have said that Galvan's not good enough for a Gold Cup. I would disagree. This was his first time into group company, graded company, sorry. And I thought grade 1 at least, and I thought he took it quite well after sort of being a wee bit out of his comfort zone early on. Maybe that was because he'd just never been at that pace and in this grade before. I thought he was scratchy over the first couple, but I thought he wormed his task. He's a 3 mile 6 winner at Cheltenham in the race that Native River won before winning the Gold Cup. He's come second in a 2 mile 4 handicap there, giving weight away. I think he is bordering on a Gold Cup horse. I disagree with the people who say he's not good enough. I thought this was a very good run. I don't see anything else in the yard which would run in the Gold Cup. Of course, there's the possibility that he could go into cross country, and that's why I'm not prepared to part with any cash on him. I think the 20 to 1 is extremely fair in him for the Gold Cup. If he got half decent ground over 3 miles too, I don't think he'd be far away. But that's just purely my opinion on him. I have to say that after getting 14 to 1 in Kilcrat, that people are going to be crabbing the next statement. But I think American Mike could actually be close to value at 8 to 1 for the bumper after winning at Down Royal. I was extremely impressed by how professional he was. I thought he had another 2 gears to go up if he needed them. And you look at the horses that Elliot's put to this race in the last few years, Sir Gerhard, Envoy Allen, Easy Work, and they've all gone to the festival and run extremely well. I think this is probably his number 1 bumper horse. He would love to give the Morans a Cheltenham winner. I think Gordon Elliott has a bit of a point to prove. I think the yard are going to be quite insular this season. They're going to have a point to prove. They're going to want to put statements out that the people who stuck by them in their time of need, who kept their horses there, I think they want to reward them. And with the Morans never having had a Cheltenham winner, I think this horse will be a really big hope of theirs to try and break that hoodoo. I think he could be the one to do it as well. You look at Elliott's record in the race, how much he wants to win races at Cheltenham next season. And the yard is full of exceptional talent, as in like work riders. stable girls, stable grooms. These are people that love the horses no matter what anyone says. These are people who have produced champion after champion. And I honestly believe that they're going to go at the festival with a, huge firepower, not just in the graded races, because people said they wouldn't have graded class horses, but I think they're going to go there with a lot of good handicap chances. And I know that compared to 14-1 Kilcrat, 8-1 American Mike may not look like value. I haven't put any money on him yet, but I would probably look at the 8-1 quite seriously if I could get a bet on him, but he's not 8-1 anywhere where I can get on him. I like the horse, and I honestly believe he's going to go to the festival as the Elliot #1. Now it's it's nearly 5 months to the festival, so it's very early to be putting a bet on, but I was extremely impressed with the horse. I've said that I watch all the other videos. I can recommend to you that I thought the video by SM Media with Galvan Lynch, that's just a taster video, was extremely good. Galvan's views are, renowned. He produces the video which is most watched on YouTube, and that being the Auntie with David Jennings. So to get his early views and for them to scoop that was a big feather in their cap, and it was an extremely good show. And I watch all the videos and I see how professional they are, how good they are, and how good the judges are on just so many of them. And I look at the horses that they put up, and I won't try to steal anybody's thunder. I do know that one of the lads in the finishing line, Dave, talked about this horse, Tell Me Something Girl, for the mares. Now I was just going through the mares hurdle looking at the prices, and as I looked through I started to think, well, this is probably going to run in the mares hurdle. She's won the mares novice last season, and when I looked through the opposition, I started to see a dearth of horses at the top which would actually run, because Black Tears I'm sure is in full and it won't run. Then you've got Concertista supposedly going over fences, and numerous other horses who I didn't think would run. And I looked at the race and thought, well, what odds would I lay on Tell Me Something Girl? And I thought that maybe 4-1, 9-2. Now she's available at 8-1 with some bookmakers, and I think that's an extremely big price, and I think it's value. I could be wrong, but I think that Tell Me Something Girl could be value and would be a horse that I'd be seriously thinking about backing, because Kenny Alexander loves the mares hurdle, he loves the mares program. She's probably not in the League of Honeysuckle, and I can't see her going into a champion hurdle this early in her career. So there's only one other place she can go, and that's the mares hurdle. So she's a probable runner, which is half the battle. I think she's a bit overpriced, and I think she's a horse that people could be looking at. So that was my view on a very exciting weekend. I thought Esky Lane came back to a little bit of form. Considering he's been fourth in the bumper, to appreciate it, and Fernie Hollow to have been down on a mark of 134 would have been disappointing for everybody concerned. But he finished out his race quite well on Saturday, and I think he could be a horse to watch going forward if he doesn't get too big a hike in the weights. So that's all from me for this week. I've enjoyed this weekend. It's been extremely good to watch some more of the top class horses come out. The three horses that I sort of talked about most in this video this week were Galvan for the Gold Cap. Who knows if he goes there though, but I think he's been dismissed a bit too easily. American Mike, who a lot of people will think is too short at 8-1. I'm not so sure myself. And Tell Me Something Girl, who looks good value considering a lot of the horses at the top of the market in that market are unlikely runners, whereas she is a likely runner. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. Like I say, there are plenty Cheltenham videos out there for you to watch if you don't like this one. Thanks for watching this week. A big view number last week, it was really encouraging. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week, and I'll be back to you next week with my view on this week's racing, and if I've looked at the the prices, I'll talk about any horses who I feel could be a little bit of value. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.